Aye.
I don't
Agenda
think I can vote.
Oh, yeah. I guess Judy can't vote, so she can't move. She
Right.
can't second. Can I have a different seconder? Helen, thank you. Keep forgetting you're actually not on the committee, Judy, as a voting member. All right. Minutes of April 17th to 2023. Any comments on the minutes? Any amendments?
Audio now unmuted.
I'll move.
Moved by Councillor Jurgensen. Can I have a seconder? Helen? All in favor? Show of hands. Aye. Thank you very much. Minutes approved.
So the Davies Orchard letter.
Oh, that's just now I'm scrolling down through the minutes. Okay. So we're in updates, I guess, right?
The council referral. Do you want me to show the letter? Do you want me to share a screen in the
Yes,
letter?
that'd be great. That would be great.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm just in the minutes.
And do you want to sort of provide context on this council referral, Chair?
Yeah, so I guess it was in September that council referred had received a letter from Metro responding to some of the comments that the commission had made when that Metro had attended our meeting of the commission. We'd had and this was subsequent to the walkabout of the orchard in early September, I guess that was. So council asked the commission for some input on Metro's letter, and the letter, and this is the Metro letter in front of us now. I don't think I need to go through the points in the letter. I assume everybody's read Metro's letter, but the letter that I've drafted for the commission's review and adoption for forwarding to council are in response to this letter.
Okay, would you like me to share your letter?
Yes, if you could share that, that would be great.
Welcome, Daniel.
Hi, sorry everyone, I was late.
Okay, we just showed the Metro letter, and now we're going to be showing Peter's letter from the Heritage Commission.
Great.
All right, does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Great. So it's a two-page memo, and responding to council. So this isn't written to Metro; it's written to council for as advice from the commission regarding Metro's letter. So much of it is a refutation of their letter. So I guess I'll walk. Has everybody read the memo, the draft memo? Yes. Okay. So do I need to walk through it? Does anybody, maybe if everybody's read it, maybe
well, we can make these edits now, if that's okay.
Yeah. So where it says later.
So I think we realized, was it adopted, Daniel, or just?
What I could find was essentially the council comment to Metro, and then obviously like Metro approved the so the council like provided comment, I think, on the plan that then the Metro board would have approved.
Okay, so the concept Metro's concept plan wasn't adopted by council.
No, like Bowen Council, no.
No, okay. So this should.
So this will be like receipt. Can I just change this down here to
and received by?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
In 2017, on September 15th, 2017.
Yeah.
2017.
Okay, and then, sorry, what about this one up here?
Need a period after 2017, being a
Okay.
stickler for punctuation.
No, it's not stickling, it's normal.
yeah.
It's good.
and the one up above, so 106
Yeah.
cottages slated for retention after the public consultation and adopted by council in the register was later was
Judy?
demolished was demolished in 2021. Subsequently, maybe in brackets and not, yeah,
Comma brackets.
that's fine.
Can I make a new, can I do this? Sorry, I won't be doing editing on people.
Wasn't there some sort of an assessment report in terms of they'd had an engineer in and they said that it had because of the neglect and they hadn't done anything with the roof, it had deteriorated more and it was in worse shape? That might have been a verbal report.
Maybe maybe that if council came and presented to, I mean, if Metro came and presented to council that they were going to remove the fifth cottage, at least there would have been something verbal, I guess. We never saw certainly the commission never saw a written report, right. And I was told by one of the Metro planners that they had brought one of their construction or engineering staff on site, took one look at the cottage, said that one's got to go, and that was it. It was really cursory.
Yeah.
But if there's a report, if there was a report, then presumably it would be on record somewhere. But how would we, would planning staff have that on record? Has anybody seen this?
Do we have a report? I think Amanda was working on it at the time. I don't remember a report coming into our hands. Daniel, do you?
Yeah. I guess this is why I worded it to say, as far as the commission is aware, there was no formal report presented.
Yeah, that's like, I can't remember. And I was looking through the like our website.
I think that, and there we did a little, didn't we do well, Peter and Melissa, was there a site visit of Davies Orchard at the time, and they were talking about it, or they showed us a plan on paper, but they wouldn't send it to us digitally? Was it similar with that report that we didn't get it? I'm not sure.
I don't remember seeing a report.
Like I have a presentation that was obviously at a Heritage Commission meeting October 2018, but it's similar. It's similar to what was presented in 2017. It doesn't go into any detail.
Okay, are we getting into the weeds? Do we need to?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as we keep the wording the way it is, and if there was a document we could refer to, then I would probably dial back on dial back on the assertion that there was no formal analysis of why that cottage should be retained. But in light of the fact that nobody seems to be aware of a document, I guess we can say, as far as we know, there wasn't any submitted, and certainly the commission hadn't seen one. So I think we're on solid ground as the commission saying we haven't seen one. Metro could come back and say, "Here's the report."
Okay, so maybe without.
So that would be great if they have a report. Yeah. That would be fabulous.
That would be great, and we'd have that information.
Okay.
Because part of our point is lack of documentation and analysis and lack of sharing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get people a call to action is by writing incorrect things in reports. You get the stuff immediately.
Exactly. So is there anything else scrolling down? I know Melissa, you had a couple of comments. the only comments I received by email were from you, Melissa, and you'd said that just to clarify a bit around the difference between retention of the brick fireplace itself and the chimney. So I did change the wording a little bit in
Yeah,
that
it
paragraph.
works.
Okay, and then I refer to it later on as well, and the chimney or the fireplace features large in my elaboration of the whole issue of usage, and so I did elaborate on proposed uses and our disappointment that the some idealized proposed use or program for the cottage may have driven the decision to get that chimney out of the way. Taking up too much space, get rid of it. Doesn't work for our program. We don't need a fireplace in our cottage. So that was what I was getting at in partly in paragraph 3 and then partly in the final paragraph. Paragraph 5. I think paragraph 5 now has an additional, there.
In addition to this letter, when we get to the heritage inspection, I'd like to put on my coveralls and climb under that building. Take pictures of that fireplace. So I would imagine they haven't been able to get down under the building to take the bricks out.
Right, so those original bricks would hopefully still be there.
And I'd like to know where all those bricks went.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Bowen Island bricks there.
And the last sentence I said no such opportunity, because one of the things I said added is even in cases where historic features are removed, the features should be properly documented for the historic record, and that the materials conserved where feasible. For example, potential display in a museum context. So no opportunity was said. We don't think this fireplace could ever work in this building. And if if there was a case for that, and I'm not saying there is, then there could have been an opportunity to say, well, maybe the museum would do something with, or at least preserve the bricks, the Bowen Blue brick, if not rebuild the fireplace. And usually these things that have value and are removed are documented. They're photographed, they're measured. Everything is done so that they could be reconstructed, even if the materials could be saved.
Yeah.
So that I deal with all that in the last paragraph.
Oh. Don't we share again?
Yeah, I don't think so. Melissa, were you finished reading, or all of a sudden?
Yeah, I already read it.
Yeah, you already read it. Okay. So are we ready to approve it? All right.
So what's the
Well, I guess I wrote it. Am I allowed to move to move it?
yeah, but what are we doing with it that we want
adoption. So we want to approve
the following. Okay, so I have that the Heritage Commission recommend the following to council regarding the Davies Orchard revitalization correspondence. So what about the Heritage Commission recommend that letter dated October 31st be considered as a response to?
Should we say that we forwarded to council, or is that just a given?
Be forwarded to council for consideration,
for information.
Is it just for information, or is it right?
Don't we want the council to send the letter to Metro?
Yeah,
it's not to address to Metro. It's I know we were asked by council to comment on the letter from Metro, so it's addressed to council.
So we're just sending it to council.
They can provide it to Metro if they.
This is a Zoom meeting with the Heritage Commission. Yeah.
So what about that the commission recommend that the letter be considered by council and shared with Metro Vancouver?
Sounds good. I will so move. Can I have a seconder?
Melissa.
Melissa. All in favor?
Audio now unmuted.
Aye.
Aye. Carried. Okay, so I don't actually have the agenda in front of me. I had the minutes from the previous meeting ahead. So I wonder if, Steph, if you could
Yeah.
display
So
the agenda.
I think Drew was just going to give us a little update. Drew, do you want to share the screen of the fancy new pretty book, or would you like me to? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Audio now unmuted.
Sure. Thanks. I was just going to say I have my speaking notes open. If you could open up the plan, that'd be great.
Okay, sure.
Thanks so much. Is it fine if I go ahead? Or
Yes,
I guess I'll-
please. Yeah, I'll get it in a sec.
Sure. So thanks, Steph. So the Heritage Commission made a recommendation to Council at their previous Heritage meeting on September 6, 2023 for Council to approve the 2023 to 2033 Heritage Strategic Plan. Council discussed adoption of that plan at the regular meeting on September 25th, 2023. Some points raised for discussion included wording around the budgeting of heritage signs, comments on the inclusion of the Snug Cove design guidelines and whether the adoption of the Heritage Strategic Plan should be tabled until those guidelines are prepared. And Daniel discussed that it's about 90% complete and would be further discussed at Council's October strategic planning session. They discussed the restoration of Davies Orchard and that there's still no mechanism currently to ensure that an application to alter building on the Heritage Registry isn't automatically flagged for review by the Heritage Commission. Ultimately, the Heritage Strategic Plan was approved, and since adoption, our new Planner 1, Sophia Redder, has prepared the documents with the formatting, branding, and finishing that's consistent with Bowen's other plan documents.
You
Great.
want to see it? It's so
Yes.
pretty.
Yes,
Yeah.
Steph. We want to see it.
Sorry, it's just taking me a while to pull it up. My computer's so slow. Can you see?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
cool.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, I don't know if you can see my spinning wheel. This is my life here. But so I can't scroll until it stops spinning. Yeah,
38 pages. Woo.
I mean there's some good
Document of
appendices in there.
substance.
Yeah. Sorry about the spinning wheel.
Oh, it's not even spinning anymore. That's not good.
It's spinning on my screen. Weird.
No, there it is. Okay, phew. Okay, so we go down. Fun cover. Look at that. Causeway baseball.
Higgins Cottage.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
It's baseball field.
Yeah. Then we got. What's this? Is that the cenotaph?
That's the cenotaph from the side.
Yeah.
Or
Circa.
before the marina,
Yeah.
before the dredging.
Before the dredging.
Oh, the pathway's down on the waterfront.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I never noticed that before.
Yes.
Yeah, it continued all the way around.
It's actually a modern photo, but it looks good.
Yep.
The owl.
Yes.
You give a hoot about heritage. Look at this one. So good.
I like the mix of historic photos with contemporary images of.
Yeah.
Great.
And then here are the goals all nicely laid out, big and
Nice.
bold.
Oh, beautiful.
And then there's a lot of photos of this, but whatever. I get a little bored of that one. Look at this one. It's the 70s as heritage.
Huh.
Oh.
Wow.
That's Wolfgang.
No.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Yes, he's heritage.
Oh my
with Lois
goodness.
Myers Carter.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and there's the
Oh, sorry. I'll go
behind
back.
says Moonlight Cruise. That's a
Oh.
good one.
Oh, it's so great. There's the context.
So is this all Sophie who pulled all this together?
Yes. No, Sophia. Sophia.
Yeah.
New
Yeah. Oh,
blogger.
Sophia. Yeah.
Yeah. This when anyone's new, then they get staff at their desk going, "Can you do all these things so you don't have a backlog yet?" Here are the goals all with their actions.
Looks like Sophie had fun doing this.
Yeah. And then, oh, look at that one. Implementation,
Huh.
rowboat, so pretty. A good one. And then just, yeah, so then we pulled all this stuff into appendices. The legislation, conservation. So it's kind of 10 pages. Judy, you exclaimed at the 35. So it's 10 pages. And then we have, this is all the enabling legislation, standards, guidelines related to
Good.
research. I'm just going to whip through that. Don't have a stroke.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then Appendix B is the register.
Excellent.
Get that all in there. And you guys have seen that a million times. So I'm going to stop.
Did you get the design guidelines?
They're not done yet.
Right, but I guess the
Almost
strategic
done.
plan can be updated when guidelines are finished, and then they can be dumped in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Do we need council approval to like do a version 2 with the guidelines in, or can we just edit off? You know,
Why would the
offline.
design guidelines be in this heritage strategic plan?
Snug Cove design guidelines were mentioned in the draft, but they weren't included. Apparently, there's some sort of a I'm not sure what's going on with them, but they're taking a very long time. But it's supposed to be the design guidelines are supposed to follow the heritage arts and crafts design of the old buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Is this an update to? I thought the Snug Cove design guidelines had been around for some time. So is this an update by council of the guidelines?
Yeah. So what our plan was with this document was to put on our website with our other plans, but then also to do a print run essentially. So we have it available at the Muni Hall. Yeah.
Cool. One for the library, of course.
Yeah, and distribute. Yeah, like we do other plans. So,
What are you thinking, like 50?
yeah, I was going to ask like Janet and Sophie how many we normally print of the other ones. And then I'll say it's like my goal is to do it in, November, because I have 2023 budget available for printing. So I want to do it this calendar year. So if any members have edits, it's like, let us know, in the next couple of weeks, if you have a look and you see something that seems like an error. Otherwise, then we'll look at getting it printed.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
And
Drew, for that.
Drew finished that plan off, and then Sophia did the design. Thanks, Drew. Great work on that
That made my
plan.
day. So next we have Heritage Week. So we had a little bit of discussion before the meeting started about Heritage Society of BC having chosen a Heritage Week theme supposedly on October 25th, and it should be on their website. Did anybody have a chance to look that up?
I tried to get in. There's nothing there right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to?
Does anyone have any ideas though? Like burning inspiration?
Yeah.
Sure. We could have a week of everybody pulling together and putting the Orchard office and museum back together for Heritage Week.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's the centennial of the library, or the old general
Yeah.
store, is it not?
Mhm.
Yes, 100 years, yeah. Yeah, it probably should be centered around that.
But it's a good time to call in volunteers as well.
That makes sense. If the general store has a anniversary, that we should focus on that. And it's many lives, right?
Many lives.
Well, yeah, it
Many
was like a
lives.
video store and a haunted house.
Oh, it's
and-
many lives.
yes.
Right.
Lives, yes.
I thought you had found the theme for this year. The theme was many lives.
I think that was last year. Actually.
It's many
they,
lives. That's a great. It's many lives. Beautiful.
Tina has something organized. She's organizing a committee in terms of having a bigger celebration, but I don't think she's interested in February because it's too cold.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I
Maybe
just responded
later
to
in
her.
fall.
We've realized that when Family Day became a popular, or I don't know, got in the rhythm of it, it was fairly new a while ago, and that the recreation department does fairly extensive Family Day activities. So with our tiny little heritage budget and their tiny little rec budget, but more staff, we've been able to dovetail with the rec department. And like, for example, last year they did extensive like a whole weekend of scavenger hunt and activities all around the island that ended at the Legion. And so we were able to thread in heritage events in that weekend. And the year before that was the Loch Block Wall, the public art mural opening. So we managed to do the heritage event with the Family Day event. That's working really well at the staff level to be able to incorporate those two events. So I would love to be able to just do like some library stuff. What Tina's got in mind is a larger project that it's up to Drew and Daniel, but from my end, I don't know that we have the staff capacity. Like, we have this event, and if it's part of our work plan, we could do something fairly.
So here's what I would suggest. There's no law that, it's just a provincial February date to get everybody in the province doing stuff together, but I don't know if it works for every municipality, and I'm not sure if it certainly, I don't know about every year, but certainly this year it would work much better for us if we had, Bowen's Heritage Week on a different day, and we could coordinate with the library and its centennial, and figure out what would work with that for them, that would work for us, and we can support their event. What do people think about that?
Has Tina got her group together to plan this? I know I put my name forward that I'd be happy to be on it, but I haven't heard anything, so I'm not sure.
Me too.
Yeah, okay. So it'll be further down the line. Would you like me to check with her and see if we can get a timeline?
Yeah.
The other thought I just had as well is that if the new municipal hall complex is opening around that time frame, it's going to be probably sucking up a lot of the news and energy at that time. So heritage could kind of get lost in that, and the new hall is about the new. It's not about the old. So I think it's another reason to postpone this year.
I guess, but it also might mean that there's more people around, so it could look at it as piggybacking.
Yeah, I mean, that would be another option, would be to hook up with municipal celebrations around the opening of the hall.
But it sounds like we could do with a bit more information. So if Helen's gonna find out more, and
Will do.
An opening date for the community center is very much up in the air. So the builder is telling us January, but that doesn't seem realistic. So
We're looking at March.
Oh, are we now?
well, and I think we're talking at the Joint Management Committee and the steering committee in terms of having a handover of the keys and a light opening, and then the festivities sometime later in the spring. So, but time and dates are completely up in the air. There's usually space in the undercurrent for Heritage Week. So we could do a bunch of photographs and do some sort of a kickoff for the old general store. There's a good community story in there.
Great idea.
Saved it.
Yeah, that's good.
We could also celebrate council's adoption of the Heritage Strategic Plan.
Councillor Jerkinson has a hand up. Peter?
You're mute, Alex.
Audio now unmuted.
Sorry, just I know the Museum and Archives is also working on an exhibit of blind heritage on Bowen as well. Don't know how that could possibly tie into Heritage Week or not, but just thought I'd throw it out there.
Nice.
Sorry, Al, exhibit of what heritage? Blind heritage?
Blindness heritage on Bowen.
Okay.
Oh.
yeah. Oh,
Cool.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. It's something that a community group is working on.
Mhm.
These are all good ideas.
So it sounds like we need a bunch of dates, and maybe we need to communicate with Museum and Archives and Tina.
So I've got Helen checking with Tina. Counselor, do you want to do a follow-up with Museum and Archives?
I definitely can.
Thank you.
So if you could just ask them, what are they doing for Heritage Week, and what's their like their timeline for the blind heritage? We'll see how it all ties in.
I suspect they won't know what they're doing yet because the theme's not out.
Oh yeah, good
The
point.
answer I get from Kathy.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, maybe some ideas.
So there's some follow-up items. I guess Helen will be communicating with the library and is it fair to have a report back on that by our next meeting, by the December meeting?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would be great. And if Alex could do the same with Museum and Archives and get back on that same timeline,
Absolutely.
then we could review some of that stuff and see how it all comes together. And it's looking like, to me, at this point, it's possible we might do 2 different dates. We might do Heritage Week in the undercurrent. It's just a little bit of a splash in the undercurrent, and then do something more public outside kind of thing when the weather is nicer on the library's timeline, perhaps. So yeah, so that seems we'll deal with this more, I guess, in December, the December meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. So next thing I have is other business. 6.2, any other business?
You want to talk about the Heritage Consultant staff? Any staff member have a consultant update for the public?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just that we have engaged Don Luxton and Associates to do the heritage inspection of the Davies Orchard. I'm just trying to pull up the emails from them. Yeah, so we've engaged them to do the heritage inspection. We've contacted Metro about a date for the inspection that DLA would be available. Their lead associate who was going to do it wasn't available, is out of town actually this week, so wasn't available for this meeting. And so I've got time booked early next week to meet with them to go over. And so one of the things we would be looking for is a meeting with the Heritage Commission. But I don't have dates from them yet of when it would work. So we may be looking for another Heritage Commission meeting before your December meeting. Probably would be.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
We were
this one's
hoping
Zoom in
to
45 minutes, so should be easy to pull off.
Yeah.
And what I might suggest is that if we had some information pulled together in time on Heritage Week, in time for that
Oh yeah. meeting
of the commission, I guess sometime in November, then that would get us just a little bit further ahead on planning for Heritage Week. So it could be a 2-item agenda.
Excellent.
With the
I'd like to hear that.
Audio now unmuted.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, great. Keep us posted, Daniel.
Okay, I will do.
We're at
That's it.
7.1. We dealt with the council. Oh no, this is council strategic plan. I keep getting confused. Anything that anybody wants to? Daniel, do you have anything on that you wanted to share?
No, it's not. He's not allowed to.
It's just
No, that's information items.
it's just information items. All
Meeting's
right.
over.
Okay, thank you. This one continues to confuse me every meeting. I'm such a slow learner. So next meeting, it may not be Tuesday, December 5th. We may have another meeting before that, but then, okay, so thank you, everybody. Motion to adjourn.
Audio now.
All in favor?
Hi,
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Thank
Thanks, everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Right.
Now in
Bye.
window.
Thanks.